Have you noticed that almost everyone you know in Gen Z has a side hustle? From selling digital art online to delivering food on weekends, it seems like having just one job is no longer enough. It's not just a trend, it's become a new normal. But what's really behind this obsession with earning extra income? Is it just about wanting more money, or is there something deeper going on? Let's break down the real reasons why Gen Z is the side hustle generation. First and foremost, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The rising cost of living. It's not just a feeling, it's a fact. The price of everything from rent and groceries to gas and a simple cup of coffee keeps climbing. Meanwhile, wages for many entry-level and even mid-level jobs just aren't keeping up. That gap between what you earn and what you need to spend to live comfortably is getting wider every year. For many, a side hustle isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the extra few hundred or even $1,000 a month that helps cover the bills, pay for an unexpected car repair, or just breathe a little easier without constantly checking your bank account. It's a direct response to an economy where a single salary doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Another huge factor is job insecurity and the general economic uncertainty we all feel. Gone are the days when our parents or grandparents could expect to join a company and stay there for 30 or 40 years, retiring with a nice pension. Today, the job market is far more volatile. We see news of mass layoffs at even the biggest tech companies, and career paths are no longer linear. This instability creates a lot of anxiety. Relying on a single source of income can feel incredibly risky. What happens if you suddenly lose your job? Having a side hustle, or even multiple side hustles, creates a financial safety net. It's a form of self-insurance. If one stream of income dries up, you have others to fall back on. This diversification of income isn't just smart. For many, it's essential for peace of mind in a world that feels increasingly unpredictable. Of course, this boom in side hustles wouldn't be possible without the explosion of digital opportunities. We are the first generation to grow up as true digital natives, and the internet has completely changed the game. Platforms like Etsy, Upwork, Fiverr, and even social media sites themselves have made it easier than ever to start a business with minimal upfront cost. You can be a freelance writer, a graphic designer, a social media manager, or a virtual assistant, all from the comfort of your own home. You can start a dropshipping store, sell print-on-demand t-shirts, or create and sell digital planners. The barrier to entry is incredibly low. All you really need is a skill, a laptop, and an internet connection. This accessibility has democratized entrepreneurship, allowing anyone with a good idea and a strong work ethic to start earning on their own terms. Beyond just surviving, there's a powerful desire for financial freedom. Gen Z has seen older generations struggle with debt and feel trapped in jobs they hate just to pay the bills. There's a strong collective ambition to avoid that fate. We don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about money. A side hustle is a vehicle for achieving that freedom faster. The extra income can be used to aggressively pay down student loans or credit card debt. It can be funneled into savings for a down payment on a house, invested for long-term growth, or saved for travel and experiences. It's about creating options. When you have more financial runway, you have more control over your life. You have the freedom to quit a toxic job, take a career break, or pursue a passion project without worrying about going broke. The side hustle is a tool to build a life on your own terms, not one dictated by financial constraints. And let's be honest, social media plays a massive role in all of this. Scroll through TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, and you'll be flooded with content about hustle culture. You'll see videos of people sharing their income reports, showing off their day in the life as a small business owner, and giving tips on how to make thousands of dollars from a side hustle. These success stories can be incredibly motivating. They show what's possible and inspire people to try it for themselves. But it also creates a sense of pressure. When it feels like everyone around you is making extra money and building an empire from their bedroom, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind if you're not doing the same. This social influence is a double-edged sword. It provides inspiration and a community, but it can also fuel comparison and the feeling that you're never doing enough. But it's not all about pressure and necessity. For many, a side hustle is a way to turn a passion into a source of income. A lot of 9-to-5 jobs can feel restrictive or creatively unfulfilling. Your day job might pay the bills, but it might not light you up inside. A side hustle offers an outlet for your creative talents and personal interests. If you love painting, you can sell your art on Etsy. If you're a skilled baker, you can sell custom cakes. If you're passionate about fitness, you can become an online coach. Monetizing a hobby allows you to do work that feels personal, meaningful, and flexible. It gives you a sense of ownership and creative freedom that you might not get from your primary job. For a generation that values authenticity and purpose, this is a huge draw. It's a way to integrate what you love into how you make a living. However, we need to talk about the dark side of hustle culture. The constant pressure to be productive and monetize every free moment can lead to serious burnout. When you're working your main job and then coming home to work on your side hustle until late at night, when do you rest? When do you see friends? When do you just do nothing? The glorification of the grind can make people feel guilty for taking a break. This can be detrimental to mental and physical health. There's also the danger of hustling without a clear purpose. People get caught up in the idea that they should have a side hustle, so they start one without thinking about what they actually want to achieve. This can lead to a lot of wasted effort and added stress without any real financial or personal gain. The always-on mentality isn't sustainable. So, how can you approach a side hustle wisely without burning out? First, focus on skills, not just trends. Instead of jumping on the latest get-rich-quick scheme you saw on TikTok, think about the skills you already have or are willing to learn. A skill-based side hustle is more sustainable in the long run. Second, you must protect your time and your mental health. Set clear boundaries. Decide which hours are for work and which are for rest and socializing. Don't be afraid to take days off. Your well-being is more important than any amount of extra income. Finally, hustle with a clear financial goal. Know why you're doing it. Is it to pay off a specific debt? To save a certain amount for a down payment? Having a tangible goal will keep you motivated and help you know when you can ease up a bit. It turns a directionless grind into a focused, purposeful project. In the end, the Gen Z obsession with side hustles is far more than just greed or a passing trend. It's a pragmatic and creative response to the economic and social realities of our time. It's about building security in an insecure world, pursuing passion in a structured society, and reclaiming a sense of control over our own financial futures. The ultimate goal for most isn't just to work more, it's to live better. It's about creating a life with more freedom, more options, and more purpose. And remember, smart hustling will always beat non-stop hustling. It's about working strategically, not just harder. Have you noticed that it feels like every Gen Z you meet has a side hustle? From selling digital art online to delivering food on weekends, it seems like having just one job is a thing of the past. It's almost become a default setting for an entire generation. But why? Is it just a trend, or is there something much deeper going on? It's not just about wanting more money. The obsession with extra income is a direct response to the world we live in today. Let's break down the real reasons why everyone seems to have a side hustle. The biggest driver, without a doubt, is the rising cost of living. Let's be real, everything is getting more expensive. Your rent probably went up this year, your grocery bill is climbing, and even just grabbing a coffee feels like a luxury. But are wages keeping up? For most people, the answer is a big fat no. The gap between what we earn and what we need to spend just to live comfortably is getting wider and wider. So a side hustle isn't just about saving for a vacation anymore. For many, it's about paying the bills. It's that extra couple $100s a month that makes the difference between just surviving and actually having a little breathing room. It helps close that gap that the main job just can't cover. Then there's the massive cloud of job insecurity and economic uncertainty that's been hanging over us. The idea of getting a good job and staying there for 40 years until you retire with a nice pension, that sounds like a fairy tale to Gen Z. We grew up watching our parents go through recessions, and we entered the workforce during a pandemic. We've seen firsthand how quickly companies can lay people off. There are very few guarantees for long-term job security, so relying on a single source of income feels incredibly risky. What if you get laid off? What if your company downsizes? Having multiple income streams feels like a safety net. If one source dries up, you're not left with nothing. It's a practical way of building financial resilience in an unstable world. It's not paranoia, it's just being realistic about the modern economy. And of course, we can't ignore the explosion of digital opportunities. The internet has completely changed the game. 20 years ago, if you wanted a side hustle, your options were pretty limited. Maybe you delivered pizzas or worked retail on the weekends. Today, you can start a business from your laptop with almost no startup cost. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Etsy, and even social media itself have created a global marketplace for skills. You can be a freelance writer for a company halfway across the world, sell handmade jewelry through your own online store, or build an audience as a content creator. The barrier to entry is lower than it has ever been. All you really need is a skill, a laptop, and an internet connection. This accessibility has made starting a side hustle not just possible, but incredibly appealing. Beyond just covering costs, there's a deep desire for financial freedom. Nobody wants to live paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about an unexpected car repair or medical bill. Gen Z is very aware of the financial traps that previous generations fell into, like massive credit card debt or being unable to save for the future. A side hustle is seen as a fast track to getting ahead. That extra income can go directly towards paying off student loans faster, building an emergency fund, or investing for the long term. It's about creating options. When you have more financial stability, you have more freedom to make choices that align with your life goals, whether that's quitting a job you hate, traveling the world, or starting your own business full-time. It's about taking control of your financial destiny instead of being controlled by it. We also have to talk about the huge role social media plays in this. Open up TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, and you're flooded with hustle culture content. You see videos of people talking about how they made thousands of dollars from their dropshipping store, or how they built a six-figure freelance business in a year. These success stories are incredibly motivating. They make you think, if they can do it, why can't I? But it also creates a lot of pressure. It can start to feel like you're falling behind if you're not doing something on the side. When it seems like everyone in your feed is monetizing their life in some way, it normalizes the idea of constantly working and makes having just one job feel inadequate. This social influence is a powerful force that pushes many people to jump on the side hustle bandwagon. Another beautiful aspect of the side hustle boom is the opportunity to turn passion into income. A lot of 9-to-5 jobs don't offer much room for creativity or personal fulfillment. You do your tasks, you get your paycheck, and that's it. A side hustle allows you to monetize something you genuinely love doing. Maybe you're passionate about graphic design, baking, fitness coaching, or writing fantasy novels. A side hustle lets you build something that is truly yours, on your own terms. This work feels more personal and meaningful. For a generation that values creative freedom and flexibility, this is a huge draw. It's not just about the money. It's about having an outlet for your talents and building something you're proud of. It's a way to feel more engaged and fulfilled by the work you do. But let's be honest, it's not all sunshine and passive income streams. There's a dark side to hustle culture that we need to talk about: burnout. When you're working your main job and then coming home to work on your side hustle until midnight, when do you rest? The pressure to always be productive can be exhausting. You can end up sacrificing sleep, social life, and mental health in the pursuit of more income. This can lead to a constant feeling of being behind, like you're never doing enough. You see others succeeding, and you push yourself even harder, creating a vicious cycle. Moreover, many people start hustling without a clear purpose. They jump on a trend because it seems popular, not because it aligns with their skills or goals. This can lead to a lot of wasted time and energy, with very little to show for it. Hustling for the sake of hustling is a recipe for exhaustion. So how can you approach side hustles wisely, without burning yourself out? First, focus on your skills, not just trends. What are you genuinely good at and enjoy doing? Building a side hustle around your strengths is far more sustainable than chasing the latest get-rich-quick scheme. Second, you have to fiercely protect your time and your mental health. Set clear boundaries. Decide which evenings or weekend hours are for your side hustle, and which are strictly for rest, hobbies, and seeing friends. Your well-being is not negotiable. Remember, the goal is to improve your life, not to run yourself into the ground. Finally, hustle with a clear financial goal in mind. Why are you doing this? Is it to pay off a specific debt? Save for a down payment? Create an emergency fund? Having a tangible target will keep you motivated and help you know when you've reached your goal, so you don't just hustle endlessly without a finish line. But a huge part of this puzzle is the massive wave of digital opportunities. Honestly, the internet has made it easier than ever to start a side hustle. Think about it. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and Etsy allow you to sell your skills or products to a global audience with just a few clicks. You don't need a physical storefront or a huge marketing budget to get started. Then there's content creation. You see it everywhere: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. People are turning their personalities and knowledge into full-blown businesses. Or what about e-commerce? With dropshipping and platforms like Shopify, you can set up an online store without ever touching the inventory yourself. The barrier to entry is incredibly low, which means anyone with an idea and a laptop can give it a shot. It's no wonder Gen Z, who grew up as digital natives, are jumping on these opportunities. It's like the digital gold rush, and everyone wants to stake their claim. Beyond just covering bills, there's a deeper motivation. The desire for financial freedom. Gen Z watched older generations get trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, and they're determined to break free. A side hustle isn't just about extra cash, it's about creating options. It's the difference between being stuck in a job you hate and having the freedom to leave. An extra income can be a game changer for paying off student loans faster, building an emergency fund, or saving for a down payment on a house. A goal that feels increasingly out of reach for many. It's about taking control of your financial future instead of letting your 9-to-5 dictate your life's possibilities. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building a safety net and a foundation for long-term security. The goal is to have money work for you, not the other way around. What are your thoughts on side hustles? Do you have one? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.